Warning. This program contains strong language, auditory violence, and mental nudity. It is intended only for mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised. All right, you furious freaks out there, welcome back for episode 29 of the Unshackled Fury podcast, your uncensored home for all things Warcraft. I am still your furious host, Berzerker. Beside me, as always, is the man who is the lord of all he surveys. He is Navox. Welcome back again, sir.
Hey, buddy, what's up? Hey, listeners, how's it going out there?
We are back from some abbreviated break, and you know what? Listen. I'm just going to throw this out there real quick. This is a passion project. This is not a just a mill of production. So if you're expecting, regular shows, that you're listening to the wrong show. But we are back, and this week we have this is a special week for us, Nav.
It is a special week for us
because this is not just going to be any show. Because we could just do any show, but we're not going to have just any show, and it's because we have a guest.
We do have a guest.
And this is not going to be an interview guest. This is going to be a full-on joining the conversation, third chair, wanting to kick ass and take names kind of guest.
That's right.
So why don't we bring on this guest? But first, no guest can come on this show, I think, from now on without an entrance theme.
That's right.
So hit it. Hailing from the Converted podcast. From the Darkmoon Herald,
forces stand,
and from Pariah Cast.
All around the world.
She's a raider, a world traveler, and a dear friend of this show. So a huge welcome to the one and only Sal. Welcome to the house that rage built, my friend. Nice to have you on the show.
Power to us all.
Man, that song really brings back memories of pain and suffering and never squelching on a bet. I'll tell you that right now. Wow, I didn't expect that. I hadn't heard that in years, man. I bet you still have that on repeat in your car.
I have that on repeat, and I still have that secretly hidden in every jukebox in Northern California. So somebody somewhere is going to hit, G6, and all of a sudden that's going to come on and go, this isn't Man of War. What is this delightful ditty I just pulled open? Yes, for those that may not recall, Sal, several years ago, and I had a bet over a future Warcraft expansion, which ended up being Warlords of Draenor. The bet culminating in Sal doing the Ballad of Berzerker music video, which, yes, I very much still love to this day, and now is your official entrance theme anytime you come on this show, so glad you have that now.
You know what? I worked so hard on that any time that it's played, any time that it's used, really it makes me happy. Just so that it doesn't fall into the sewer. I really wish I hadn't promised to do a video along with the song. I don't think I'll ever do that again. I mean, promise to do that again, because the video editing was. Hey, I did a good job at it.
You did a good
job.
You did a fantastic job on it.
It was phenomenal.
So anyone who wants to see that video. I don't know, email Berzerker or something, and
we'll put it in the show notes.
Okay, so
it's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. Yeah,
go get it.
Yeah. Just try to find Battle of Berzerker on YouTube and don't find it. So how are you going to have a shaman on your warrior podcast?
It's okay. Us, by nature being warriors, does not preclude any other class from visiting our domain. It's
just literally called the Unshackled Fury.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
as long as we're here,
but
I think
we
that
welcome
we're holding down the
people
warrior end.
In the revelry.
Okay, and then every time you don't do a show, you mention apologies or whatever. No one expects y'all to do a show every week because they've never gotten that.
Apparently somebody does.
Yeah, you have a fan?
We have one fan, and I get no endless amount of grief, and I have to keep this fan updated. And it's also the same fan who asked for your presence.
Aha! Aha! The same fan who put me in the same list as Leroy Jenkins,
Yes.
and the creator of World of Horrorcast. Horrorcraft.
Now known as Horlore. Yes.
Yeah, it was a distinguished list indeed.
We have 3 fans, and my mom was not the one who wrote this one in. It was one of the other 2.
Oh, okay. So 1, 2. That explains the amount of Twitter followers you have.
Yes.
I was thinking about all the times we hear like, "Oh, I didn't have time to do a show, real life." You should change it to unshackled excuses.
Oh.
The name of the podcast, is what I was thinking. I don't know. I'm workshopping it.
Well, since you're one of my 5 Twitter followers, you have direct mainline access to me. So as soon as you come up with a good name, you let us know.
I'll let you know.
Well, as far as World of Warcraft goings on, I know that you're still heavily involved in the community, and
I am.
You're on more than one show nowadays. But are you are you actually getting any playing time in?
You know what? I'm not.
Oh.
I'm not.
Oh, no.
That's you know what? I hate when people come on a podcast and go, I don't really play WoW anymore, but I want to talk about WoW. No, it's not like that. Like, I log in every day. I do my little garrison wizard quest or whatever, I don't know. And I do a few did a world quest just so I can get the stuff so I can do my wizard chores. And I'm mixing games. I know it.
Your wizard
I know it.
chores.
Your wizard chores.
Garrison follower things.
Yeah.
World Hall quest.
World
leader.
of Garrison Craft.
The table.
So, I mean, I guess that's technically playing the game. If I'm spending at least a half an hour a day in the game, then I guess I'm still playing the game.
I think that is what Lord Ian Hazakostas has designed.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, work is kicking my ass right now. Have you ever worked at a tech startup?
No.
I'm not smart enough for that.
No.
I mean, I agree. But Navox, I'm kind of surprised that someone with like kind of your background hasn't. But
let me give you a little
fun.
secret. I went from college to my first job, and 20 years have gone past. That was it. I've been at the same job out of college for 20 years.
Insane.
That doesn't happen anymore.
I mean, I changed jobs like a millennial, and I'm the same age as you.
You're
You
like,
know,
hey, I
that's
just
why I'm
started
living
here.
in a basement in New York
I should
City.
be CEO. I just started here a week ago.
Wow. You're probably not getting paid enough if you switch to anyway. I'm doing something that's worthwhile and hard, really hard. And tech startups it's a crazy amount of work. But
I can imagine.
oof,
I can't. No way.
It's not for older people with bad hearts. I'll tell you that right now. It's for people.
Then why did they hire you?
You know what? Because I keep working at startups. Having tech startup experience on your resume, like, oh look, boom! I was employee number 1 at this company.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And now there's more people, but
Well, that's good because you can get the email account you want. Sal at tech startup at whatever.
yeah, I made him call me Sal.
Exactly.
At my tech startup. But I'm the one that actually assigns email addresses. And if I'm annoyed by somebody, I make them use their first name dot last name. But if I like them, I give them just their first name at.
Oh,
Listen, I got the
snap.
power.
There you
Well,
go.
at least you're not making up. Somebody doesn't have to be donkey balls at startup.com. I mean, that would
But-
be.
I
That
mean,
would be
that's
awesome.
That's what I do for their passwords. If they ever forget their passwords, I'm like, how are you going to forget your password? Wait a minute, you didn't connect your account to another account so you can like change your password if you forget your password? What are you talking about? How did you not do that?
How
So
did you
then
forget? I'm a dumb shit.
So I'll reset their password and I will say I'm a dummy or something as their password. I've totally done that. I've absolutely done that. Someone
Dear
wanted me
God.
to create an email address that I knew they would never use for something they wanted to put on a flyer or something. For their password, I put superfluous. And I know that-
Superfluous.
That's what I meant. And
That's a great word.
I know they've never changed it. I wonder.
I can't even spell it, so I'd never get it right anyway.
Anyway, why are we talking about my work?
I don't know. Somehow it's relevant to our
No,
lives.
I play Warcraft. I'm on a raid team, the Rubber Chicken Coalition. I joined the Rubber Chickens after I rage quit Berzerker's team after
Yes.
getting all pissed off at Berzerker.
Yes.
This is true. This is
True story. True story.
And I've been
A
a
terrible
happier,
raid leader.
That's true. And
That's why I
No.
quit.
No, I'm not going to say you were a terrible raid leader. You definitely herded us around. But I was like, I'm either going to stay friends with Berzerker or I'm going to...
Yeah, don't stay on my raid team if you
Or
want to
I'm
be
going
my
to stay
friend.
on the raid team. It was one
Especially
or the
if
other.
I'm in charge. It's very serious business.
Well, I can talk shit about Navox, too, though.
Oh, really?
I got
But he's
dirt.
so sweet.
Oh, no, he's really sweet. But remember that time he tweeted a picture of himself sitting on a floor trying out scented candles
That's
on
right.
Saturday night at
Yeah.
Hobby Lobby?
Hey.
Oh,
It wasn't Hobby
that's
Lobby.
because
It
he's
was-
so sweet and
It
sensitive.
was Bed Bath & Beyond, and they had a sale.
You know, that's a rockin' Saturday night with your wife, man. Wow.
That's how you build a lasting relationship.
That's what you do in
Scented candles. That's what all
retirement
good love is based
capital
on.
of United States.
No, a real talk, though. You guys are both people that I've known for years.
Yeah.
And I'm thrilled to be here. I really, really am. Thanks for asking me. I will continue to talk shit, though. I promise you.
Hey,
We
it's
would
all good.
expect nothing less. I mean,
Okay,
that is,
but
that
like I
is-
do so in love. I've gotten to hug Berzerker's neck a few times,
This is true.
and I'm still waiting to get Navox at BlizzCon. But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So I thought for this episode, try a little bit something different with the three of us having, less of a interview format, and we'll just do what I'm going to call the first ever Unshackled Fury Roundtable, where we just fire off some topics and each kind of go around, say our piece, talk some shit, give an opinion, maybe not always educated, but something to inspire the masses. So,
I'm gonna do so while getting drunk,
Okay.
if that's
oh,
okay.
thank God! And what are we drinking tonight?
I'm drinking hobo wine.
Is it 100% authentic New York hobo or?
No, it's
Like hobo squeezings?
someone told me they drank this in Italy. I don't know. It's cheap Gato Negro Cabernet Merlot. I don't know.
So,
just cheap
I think-
red wine
Was it
mixed
some?
with Diet Coke.
I have a feeling they had that at an Olive Garden. Probably.
Unintentionally?
They were so
Or intentionally.
shit-faced. They were like, I'm in Italy, and I'm drinking real wine. And it's just really an Olive Garden.
You know, I actually drink this.
When you're here, you're
When I
family.
played- I actually drink this when I play D&D. I got my D&D crew that we meet every Thursday, and we get very little done. Anyone who plays D&D knows that the more you drink, the less productive you are.
So
in
what
Dungeons and
do you
Dragons.
play in Dungeons and Dragons? What do you roll?
Currently,
Yeah.
I am. Oh, I'm a fighter. I'm a warrior. Basically,
There you go.
I'm a dwarf
Hey, see
fighter.
now that's how we let you on the show. That's
Yeah.
There's your warrior.
Nothing beats the purebred
Peace.
fighter. That's awesome.
a dwarf fighter,
There you
and I wanted to roll a halfling rogue, but someone else rolled it, and then like everyone was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be like an elf healer thing," and all this, and I looked around. Everyone chose their classes, and I'm like, nobody can take a hit. We're just gonna die in the first thing we walk into. So I didn't want to play a tank, but I opted to play the tank.
Excellent.
Which is how most tanks get wrangled into it, I think.
Yeah.
Just guilted into it eventually.
You know, I felt bad. I'm like, I'll just do it. Yeah, I can take 28 damage and you can take 8, whatever. Come on.
Take one for the team.
You know, I'll just drink the hobo wine, and I don't even RP that much. I just drink I eat whatever cheese and crackers the host has provided.
Man, that is the cosmopolitan lifestyle if I've ever heard one.
This is New York City, baby.
Woo!
That's how we get down.
That's the only way you survive a closet that costs $10,000 a month to rent.
Oh my God.
You think you are not exaggerating. I mean, you're exaggerating a little bit.
But not by much.
What if I told you what my basement bedroom cost with no windows? Your toes would curl.
They charge you extra for the floor.
$1,600.
Oh, no. Way more than that.
I live in a crappy neighborhood next to the public housing, and my basement's $1,300. And I've got 2 roommates upstairs.
Jeez.
And they pay like $1,000 each.
God.
I'm not kidding. Like that's
I believe it. I believe it.
And I've got a decent salary too, man. If I lived like in Dallas or somewhere, I'd be way comfortable.
You could buy so much hobo wine in Dallas.
Man, I'd be
Be
getting
hobo rich.
Man, I'd be getting the $10 bottles of wine if I were in Dallas.
You'd be getting a box of Franzia every night.
You got to be. Just
You
hit
know?
up Trader
Get that
Joe's.
box wine.
Hit up what's that, Navox?
Trader Joe's. Hit up Trader Joe's.
Yeah, I could go to Trader Joe's. You know, if I wasn't
Cheap
rent
wine.
poor. They do have what do they call it? $5 chuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway,
Yeah.
this is
All
a
right.
World of Warcraft
All right.
podcast.
This is the makings of an award-winning podcast. I feel it in my bones. All right, back to our roundtable idea. We'll see how this goes. So here we are. We are now in the beta or Battle for Azeroth, and I believe at this point, all 3 of us have finally gotten access. Is that the consensus? We're all in.
Ding.
Sal's hitting the ding button, so I'm going to
Nice.
take that as a yes.
Yeah, I got in yesterday.
Have you done anything yet, Sal?
I downloaded it.
So you're at least 1 foot in.
Listen, I got off of work 10 minutes before we started whatever we're doing right now.
I have no idea what we're doing.
No, I haven't. I played around the alpha at a friend's house.
Mm-hmm.
But no. I plan to dive into it this weekend, though, for sure.
What do you like to see in a beta typically? Like, do you try out all the quests? Do you actually level up, or you just poke around?
No, I don't do that at all. I roll a rogue, and I sneak around and explore.
And what are you doing, Nav? I know we've talked about this a couple of times. Running around in Alpha. I know you were running around in Borealis. I was
Oh my God.
climbing mountains and looking for gates and other random weird shit. What have you been seeing?
So, since they rebooted the game and put it into beta, the city of Borealis is amazing. They have done if you've seen it in alpha and now you have beta and you haven't gotten to see it, definitely check it out. And I'm glad because when you rolled a character in alpha, it started you in Borealis. Now when you start a character in beta, it starts you on the dock where it takes you to the Battle of Lordaeron, and then from there the story progresses and you figure out why you're in Borealis, and there's a really neat intro quest there. What I really like is the ships. the city. I mean, it's got a real like Pirates of the Caribbean feel to the city, and combination of Witcher 3 for anybody out there who's played Witcher 3. It's got a like Novigrad.
You cannot have a conversation without mentioning Witcher 3.
Oh my, I love that game so much.
I know.
Love that game. Can't wait for the Netflix series. Anyway, so I'm also, I have a problem with wanting to level up a toon, but not wanting to. I want to experience the dungeons. I want to go try out the dungeons. I'd love to take, I'd love to try out some of the raid content, but leveling up a toon in beta, because you can't take that character with you, really, it just bothers me. Where I know we're playing an MMO.
Do you feel like it's wasted time?
I feel like it's wasted time, and I also don't like I rolled Navox over in beta, and I started leveling him. Like, I'm not leveling that character because I'm going to do that on another one. So I rolled a Dark Iron.
Right.
I rolled a Dark Iron Dwarf. His name was Metal AF, and he's just running through, and I'm trying to figure out everything on the GCD right now with Fury, and I'm having a good time with that. They did an amazing job with Prot Warrior, still not done, but we've got a lot of neat things with Prot Warrior at this time. You know, they put Avatar on Prot Warrior by default. They get Avatar now by default, which is nice.
Big ass tank.
Yeah, big ass tank, but it's a big cooldown. So it's one of those GCD abilities where you hit it and you're like, I'm gonna hit Avatar again. Nope. You got 4 minutes on cooldown. You gotta wait. So, it's getting used to it. I am enjoying the environment a lot, and I love the cult turns. I cannot wait to roll one of these characters. So, but what about
you? Want that big ass coat?
Oh my god, I want that big ass coat. Hell yeah.
Is that so? What is that gonna? Is that a back piece? Is that a shoulder piece? Is that a chest piece? What is a coat?
I imagine it's a chest. I imagine it's a. Oh no, maybe you're right. Maybe it's a big shoulder piece. I don't know. I have no idea, but they look really awesome.
They do look really good.
I'm not gonna roll those tunes.
What?
But no, whenever I do like beta or alpha stuff, I always roll Horde. Because I'm not going to play it live.
That's a good point.
It's a good strategy.
I do have a Magar.
That's a good alliance player right there.
Yeah, I'm never going to play it in live. Like, I don't want that, like, infecting my regular, my regular list of characters.
Well,
but I'll do it in beta so I can uninstall it.
My allegiance is to the alliance, so even playing in beta, trying to play Horde is just like, ugh.
Well, to Sal's point, that was what I did with the Battle for Lordaeron scenario. Was I just did the Horde one because
I wonder how that side goes. I mean, because you guys lose.
Well, here's the thing: is that there's still if you play.
Well, it does. You're not going to beat.
Well, if you play through it, you don't really know what's happening because they lead you through the battle, but there's all these little cutscenes. Some of them.
Oh, the cutscenes are amazing. It's got
complete,
Thrall,
half complete,
like shooting
and
Deathwing.
Yeah. Don't spoil the whole Demon Soul thing. I mean, that's spoiler alert. Thrall does some shit. But I did play through that. I did play that scenario on the Horde side, and it's not. I mean, there clearly is something very big, a huge cinematic that they're saving that they haven't put in there yet that turns the tide or does something. Because when you pop out of that thing, it's like, wait a minute, what the hell just happened? Because you have no sense of it. But
I want to know what the hell happened to Jaina too, because
she got pissed finally.
But
she's angry.
I know she's angry, but why did it change her face? Why does she look like a Disney princess now?
Because she looked like a hooker before.
I mean, like the old model.
Now her midriff's covered at least,
Yeah, I mean, she went from generic human woman to then she kind of looked like a high priced call girl kind of look, and then now she looks like a badass, which is great because that's what she should be. That's what she needs to be. So we'll see how that plays out. But I did get a chance to play those bits of the scenario. Can't quite, again, make heads or tails of it. It's interesting to see at least from a story element, how, the Alliance is invading and all of that area around Lordaeron is getting just completely destroyed. And it's kind of crazy to see just what that looks like in terms of where it stands with the rest of the game that we know and love. Without going too much into
spoiler territory,
overly spoilery
Yeah.
things, if you've seen them, are there things in
Too
particular
late.
that are there, yeah? Besides the Deathwing spoiler, is there anything that you find intriguing, interesting, a thread that you think is going to be something you're going to want to chase after for the at least the early part of the expansion that we don't quite know yet? Or do you have any predictions on what you think we'll be doing beyond just the basic stuff you've seen so far, Sal?
No, listen, I like to just like go over hills and try to see if I can get into places that I'm not allowed to be. And the thing that impressed me the most, and this is dumb, right, was like where the flight points were actually ferries.
Yeah.
And you could take ferries from place to place instead of a flight point. And to me, I'm like, of course you should be able to do that. And I got eaten by the big worm monster once taking that because it brought me into a place I wasn't supposed to be, because that's what happens. You get eaten
Right.
by the worm monster.
It's beta.
Yeah. So I just like to look for things that are going to be different. We're going to be playing this game for like 2 years. We have all the time in the world to go through, the stories. And I know that Blizzard has nailed the leveling these past several expansions.
Yeah.
They totally nailed the leveling in Mists. The leveling was beautiful in the expansion that shall not be named. And then this expansion is just so great from start to finish. I'm excited for the leveling. I do want to test. Maybe I'll test PvP or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Nav will have to jump in on that one. I don't know anything about PvP other than my one Alterac Valley run.
That
per
and
year.
war fronts. You guys got to do the war fronts too. I think everybody's going to enjoy those things.
Yeah, that might be the one thing.
Got
that
to
gets
farm
me
up that
involved
armor.
in. Yeah, transmog.
Yep.
I'm a transmog slut, so I got to get in there and just get as much as I can. It's just how I live. What about you, Nav? What are you looking to chase this expansion? What screams out to you, Navox? Get drunk on some lore.
All
Where
right,
am I going?
so the lore. Okay, so I've got some predictions on what's going to happen here. Now, I do have a little bit of an advantage that being in beta and trying not to get too spoilery here, I predict at some point we're going to have some sort of cross faction. We're going to have some sort of cross faction alliance tunes, I believe, where you may have maybe a horde race be able to roll on the alliance side at some point, and vice versa.
Like a blood elf?
Not so much a blood elf, because
They were part of the Alliance at one point.
well, I actually think it's going to be more or less I think it's going to be I think it's going to be orcs, really, given something that's going on in the storyline, and we'll probably know. We'll probably get more lore when before the storm comes out. Right? No, not before the storm. I'm sorry. The Christy Golden novel, the one that's coming
The new
out.
Christy Golden book.
Yeah.
I've got it on pre-order.
Yeah.
But also, I also predict, and I keep pushing this, the Lich King action. I think we will see the Lich King come out at some point again into the storyline.
Well, now, and you and I have talked about this now
Yep.
offline.
But-
is that? Go ahead.
No, I mean, okay, no. Finish your thought first. Go ahead.
So what I was going to say is that you and I have talked about this offline a couple of times. Mm-hmm. And I feel like with the Lich King, there's always that connection with the undead, with Sylvanas. And every time she's up, there's just kind of no pun intended, but there's the specter of the Lich King and that whole thing that's out there somewhere that with Warcraft, if there's a loose thread somewhere, if somebody exists, they're going to use it. I mean, for Christ's sake, they resurrected Illidan from nothing and decided, oh, his body's still around. So we still have a Lich King somewhere, and it's still in a tertiary way tied to Sylvanas. But if they ever resurrect the whole Lich King thing, I don't know. You can jump in on this too, Sal. It sounds like you might have an opinion on this.
Okay.
Do they actually have like a full-fledged, as I've said, Lich King Electric Boogaloo Part 2, or is that going to be just like a very small, like just one patch worth of content?
I hope they don't do a part 2 because they just did the Illidan part 2, right? And they did it well, and I loved it. So maybe it would be good. But Bolvar did play a big part in this expansion. If you're what Death Knights, am I right? Death Knights.
Yeah.
None of y'all play alts. I swear.
I have a Death Knight. I've
been working on my
Bolvar
led Death Knight.
Okay, well, Bolvar was around. Okay, so I think it's totally plausible that we will see Lich King, but Sylvanas's fight is not with Bolvar. It's with Arthas.
No, hang on. Berzerker has a better theory, and I think you should share it.
This is the one about the Valkyr?
Yes. I thought that was really good.
So there's always the end of the line for Sylvanas, and whoever's listening out there, if I get this wrong, fuck it up, let me know. But my understanding is Sylvanas is only alive because of the Valkyr who are keeping her alive, who made a deal with her when she threw herself off the top of Icecrown after seeing that there was still a Lich King, even though it wasn't Arthas, that there was still one up there. Threw herself off Icecrown, goes into the black ether, nether, whatever it was, where she finds Arthas's child soul being tortured, makes a deal with the Valkyr, comes back. Now, most of the Valkyr that were with her that helped bring her back to life are gone, and I think there's only one left. Might be two, but it's only one or two that are left. And as far as I know, the Lich King is the only entity powerful enough to create them. And so what I could see happening is she's running out, and so what she may attempt to do is revive the Lich King, kill the Lich King, get the body out of there or whatever, believing that she could control the power within that helm, put the helm on herself, try to create more Valkyr to keep herself alive. And that's where you get Sylvanas, the Lich Queen, raid boss. Ice Cream Citadel Part 2.
Mind blown.
There's no way they're going to put Warcraft's favorite character in as a raid boss.
That would just be
that's Warcraft's
amazing.
Favorite character.
Like I was.
She's very popular.
She's a very popular.
Very
character.
popular.
No, I was with you, Zerker, until you said we're all gonna kill Sylvanas on purpose. I mean, I'd kill her. She's Horde. Let her die. Let her rot. I mean, she is rotting. It's fine. But no, that and to the point that you were making before, Navox, about orcs being part of the Alliance, that's dumb and you're bad.
I don't know because all right, we can get into spoiler territory here too.
No, we should not because I haven't played it. Don't be an ass.
All right.
Just save it. It is marked here for posterity. So when the discussion can come back, we can have it again.
Yeah,
That's right.
Want to make a bet?
Yeah, you want to make a bet?
No.
Put a music video
don't.
on it?
170 hours later, no.
So one of the changes that you did, you both have mentioned at this point, and it's something that is a very hot topic right now and has been blowing up the forums for a couple of weeks now, are the changes to the global cooldown and all of the abilities that are being tied to it and the sort of pace of gameplay that Blizzard has been, seems like, fairly blunt about saying we are trying to control the pace of play, we're trying to normalize it, regulate it in some way, and people are just losing their fucking minds over this thing.
Yeah.
So Nav, I think that you've had some time now for a while that you've been hammering out on this thing.
Yep.
Have you just done it on the prot? Have you tried it on a couple of things?
No.
What's your feeling on this?
I started out playing ARMS, and I noticed that things were just a little bit slower, slower paced. Even though the games you're killing bosses at the same rate, things might feel different when I get my main tune into beta. When they
once you get it geared,
once you get the character geared, it's probably going to feel a lot different. But at 110 on these starter tunes, it feels kind of terrible at the moment for ARMS. So I switched over to Fury. Fury feels really good. Fury doesn't feel like a lot has changed. What has changed is that you can't just spam blast all of your buttons at the same time. So there is, you hit a button, you wait for it to cool down, and you can hit another button, you wait for it to cool down. It's just going to take a lot of getting used to, and everybody's going to get a chance to get used to it when the pre-patch drops, because that's when it's going to go out across the board for everybody. So current WoW will have the global cooldown implemented. We're also going to lose all of our legendary abilities at that. They're going to go away at that point. So everybody will get a chance to play with it. It feels okay. It's just some getting used to. I think when they roll out an expansion with this many changes, they should probably offer like a digital download of like Who Moved My Cheese at the same time. It's just getting used to the change. But I'm going to welcome this change because I don't know how shaman are when you're raiding with a shaman, but with a Fury Warrior, it is non-stop. Like you're pressing buttons, but like I use my Razor Naga, my thumb hurts by the end of the night after pressing and going through rotations and constantly hitting buttons all the time. So it's going to slow down the pace, I think, tremendously. I think it's going to make the game more enjoyable for everybody, actually, once you get used to it.
Well, okay. Raise your hand if you've ever made a macro that put a whole bunch of cooldowns in all at once.
Oh, yeah. One-shot macro. Boom. Done.
Yeah. Okay,
I
all three
might
of
have
us.
made one or had one made for me once.
You probably had one made for you.
That's true.
Okay. So we've all done it, right? And I've just put my oh crap buttons all together, and suddenly I'm alive. Whoa! And I listened to the Hazukosis interview the other day, and what he said makes sense. And we're okay. Yeah, get out, Blizzard fanboys. All praise Hazukosis. Okay, but what he said made sense. You can go into PvP, hit all your, hit a macro and just butter croissant through someone, and then like can't do anything for 2 more minutes,
right.
And then butter croissant, and in PvE, you slam all your cooldowns at once and like, and then what happens is an ad targets you, or a fireball comes at your face or whatever, and it interrupts you doing all your DPS. And you're ineffective in your DPS, then I'm no longer top of the meters, and that's where I'm supposed to be, at the top. Or, actually, I was never that great. The only thing that I would really care about back in the day is that I was above Berzerker, and as long as I was doing more DPS than Berzerker, then I was totally fine.
Oh, I thought we were talking about healing. I didn't know you did DPS.
Shut your mouth.
There's a lot of shade being thrown.
Wow,
sorry.
That is...
How
dare
usually
you?
In Ghost Wolf form, so I'm not really sure what she's doing.
Oh, I am just, the private jokes that no one else is going to get. Me and
That's
you.
all right. One of my 2 listeners will get this.
No, it does make sense. It happens to me a few times on a raid night, right now, that I bust out all my cooldowns and then I can't use them, and I find myself standing in fire, and just saying, you know what? I'm top of the meters. Heal through it. You know, someone can heal me. Well, I don't care. I thought y'all are heroically geared.
I'm elite. You should keep me alive.
You know?
Oh, see, Nav, this is the elitism we were hearing about.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I've
it
heard.
all makes sense now.
I've heard the rumors. Sal's an elitist.
That's, you know, if you knew what my real DPS numbers were, you would understand that I'm not an elitist whatsoever. I just play one on Twitch. But that's true. I've gotten some mail recently.
Really?
About this, or the Darkmoon Herald has. For some reason, I landed a normal spot on the Darkmoon Herald.
How did that come about?
How did that come about? Well, I met Kevin several times at Blizzcon, and he's the nicest guy. He really is. And I guess they had what are their,
He won't try to mess with you while you're picking up on a dude?
I will never forgive you for that. I will never forgive you for that. You are like a 11-year-old child.
And it's not just me. I have a co-conspirator here.
The two of you, I was laying my Mac down.
She was. She really was. She was on like a whole other level. We didn't even know what was going on, but we couldn't let it stand. So, a friend of mine, the same friend who wanted Sal to be on this show, he and I start hanging on like the stairs about a level above and are like dangling a shirt, just like, I don't know. We were just messing with you. I don't even know.
I
really
thought there was
we were pretty drunk.
Bee buzzing in my ear, and I kept like swatting it away. And
Totally ruined her game. We were,
you know, our faces
such
were
asses.
getting closer, and then I was like, what is that? And then it would start happening again, and I'm like, what the hell? And then I just stood up and look, and there's the two of you like sitting at the top of the stairs giggling like schoolgirls.
Yep, exactly like
And
that.
I did not make out that night.
So all of this to say that Kevin is not that guy. He wouldn't mess with you in that instance. He's a nice guy.
He would not have messed with me, nor was he the guy I was trying to make out with.
Both
But-
right on both. Okay, just checking.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway, so I don't know. So one of their main hosts, Reb, she was out because she had a baby.
No.
And they just needed someone to fill in once. I did it with like, hey, Sal, you know, this might be cool. I'm like, yeah, okay. He just tweeted me. And I did, and like I guess several people did that. And then we did one episode, and it was like, you know, just like it totally clicked. It just totally clicked. And I hung up after the episode was over, and I'm like, I need to be on the show. I need to do this all the time. And I'm saying this, they record at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday morning.
Hell
Yeah.
no. Mm-mm.
Oh, no. He's in California. He gets up, he starts recording at 6 a.m. your time.
No. No, thank you.
And the reason is because
You're a
he's got to
professional.
record before he gets going to church with his family.
Oh, yeah. I can't go in there.
So I don't know. It was just weird. This weird thing, where just like click, and I you know, press.
And somehow being on this show has made you an elitist.
Oh, thank you for steering me back into the no. So every time someone says an opinion on the show, I always take the other opinion for the discussion. Just for the discussion, right?
Of course, for the
And-
sake of a show.
I guess I spoke out against something dumb, but I did so passionately. Okay, so the Battle for Azeroth pre-orders were in, and you could get them. You can get the pre-orders, and you can immediately get a 110.
Right.
Yes.
And some people were saying, well, maybe it's kind of weird that you can already get a 110 where 110 is still like relevant, you know? And there was like, oh, that's kind of weird. Da, 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 da. And then Kevin and Reb, who was back, go on and on and on about how much they love this. And I got bored. You know, it was like 5 minutes in the conversation. I was just starting to, I'm just like, I'm ending this. I'm like, you know what? That's dumb. And I don't want those 110 players in my dungeons. I don't want people. I want to be able to queue up for dungeons and you fly through dungeons and not have to deal with a bunch of noobs who don't even know how to play their class. And just
right. We're going to put a wall up and make the Burning Legion pay for it.
And we're going to make them build it while we throw them over.
Do you know how often I queue for a random dungeon? Basically never. You know what, though? You're not missing anything at this point because... Well, I have no reason to. I mean, if I'm doing dungeons, I'm doing mythics.
Well, that and Heroic Dungeons is nothing but DPS pulling everything at this point. It's really annoying.
I mean, that's all I do.
That's the thing. I mean, nobody's dying.
Listen, chain lightning.
Yeah.
Listen, we don't even need a tank. We don't need a healer. Just 5 DPS. Let's go.
You really don't. So...
So I only do mythics. So I just go off about how I don't want those people in my dungeons, as if I was ever going to be in those dungeons, and they were going to really affect. I don't even know why I did that. I don't believe that at all. I just went off, and someone wrote the show and said they'll never listen to it again, and this big long thing. And
that was the red line,
Kevin. We lost at least one listener for that, and they wrote in to let us know that my elitist attitude.
Hey, they're passionate about their show; they like it, so I'm sure they'll come back.
Well, then let's put your elitism to the test here.
Yeah.
Master loot or personal loot? Where do you fall? Because this is the other debate that is currently tearing our community apart. We have forum posts of high level or claimed high level raiders that are swearing that.
Hold on.
What?
They were here from vanilla. You've left that out.
No. We have warlords babies that are like, I just started raiding when it was in the last raid, and I've been raiding now 4 tiers, and this is ridiculous, and I work hard, and I should get all this stuff, and everybody else could fuck off. So. That's what I've been reading anyway.
Are we talking about going back and farming stuff?
No. We're talking about...
we're talking about how going forward for loot distribution, and which is pretty much the way that it's been for the most part in Legion, is going forward in Battle for Azeroth, it's all going to be personal loot.
Even Mythic?
Right now it is.
Yes, everything's going personal loot.
And that seems to be the battle line. Is you have the Mythic Raiders certainly coming up and saying, we need to be able to funnel gear, we need to be able to decide who gets what, fuck everybody else. So, is that a line for you, or where do you think a line should be, or do you think there should be a line?
As someone who raids on a team who barely notices if I show up or not.
Oh.
Meaning sometimes I don't show up.
Physically or just around. You're mentally checked out?
Both, I suppose. Sometimes I'm just tired. I just want to kill a few bosses.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I'm just stressed out. I just want to be hang out with my friends. Because that's the reason I'm raiding, is to hang out with my friends. But, when it start, or I don't show up because I felt like getting drunk that night. I don't know. It's hard for me to give a damn. And I think Mythic Raiders going to be Mythic Raiders, and if funneling loot to your team members is how you're going to get that boss down, then maybe you're not as good as you thought you were. It seems to me like more loot is dropped when you do personal loot.
It does.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal. Blizzard's going to change something. People are going to bitch.
No.
It doesn't matter what that thing is going to be.
I've never heard that happen.
The GCD thing is going to feel weird. It's going to feel weird. And they're going to have to balance it against the shrinkage they got going on.
They got put in the pool?
Yeah, they're putting the eye levels in the pool.
Oh.
So we still want to feel powerful, right? So they know they need to do that, and it's a balancing act, right? And they already know it's a problem, and they don't want it to feel that way, so they're going to try not to make it feel that way. Cool, right? They're going to change stuff. There were people bitching about like not wanting to have updated character models. Fuck them. Were you one of those people? You just wanted to be 5 pixel Zerker the rest of your life?
That's right.
Great. I'm
Because
sorry
that's
for your
how it
loss.
was in Burning Crusade, and that should be good enough for everybody. Forever.
I'm
No
sorry for your
updates.
loss.
I can still click a box to change it back.
Here's the deal. Oh, that still exists.
Yes, it does.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, here's the deal. If the game stays the way it is, always with no changes ever, it's gonna be a boring ass game.
Yep, agreed.
Okay? I want to play my chamois. I want to be good at my chamois. I shouldn't be playing my chamois the same exact way that I was playing it in Cataclysm. Frankly, I liked the way I played it in MOP the best. I also liked it better in the expansion that shall not be named than I do now. Okay, but I'll need to learn something new next expansion. Maybe I'll try out Enhance instead. I don't know. But like to keep everything the same. Why don't we just like keep running through Westfall over and over again and just not play anything else? That should be fine for everybody. Let's go. No. Let people make changes. If they're not fun, if they're not cool, if they don't work, they'll change something else. I don't know. I like a dynamic game. That is my opinion. I appreciate a dynamic game. And this is part of a thing to make it dynamic.
Where do you fall on the loot, Nav?
I actually do like personal loot a lot better. It just keeps a flow. It keeps the flow of a
And
raid.
you are
going.
a mythic raider.
Yeah, and we actually do. We run our mythic raid. Like last week, we ran our mythic raid on personal loot, and a lot of people got a lot of loot. You got 20 people in there, and a lot of loot's dropping. And of course, this late in the expansion, people were like, "Hey, you know what? This isn't really a upgrade for me. Is it an upgrade for somebody else?" And people were trading things back and forth, and it's a friendly environment. I like that there's no stopping to go, all right, guys, move on to the next boss. Everybody who wants loot, just sit tight. We'll distribute it, this, that, and the other. It makes the night go faster. Everybody's on the same playing field. It also, people who you're bringing in, for example, say you're a random person trying to get onto the raiding scene, and you're joining a guild. You're trying to join a guild, and you're trying to get some gear. Mm-hmm. Typically, when you join a group to get on the raid team, you probably won't get loot unless it's not an upgrade for somebody else. Right. And that person is participating in the raid. They should be allowed. It's an equal contribution that they're helping out the raid. They're there just like you're there. They're sitting there in their desk just like you're sitting there at your desk doing the same thing. I feel like, sure, give them a chance to get some loot. It's no skin off my back, and also, the game has evolved to, it's not just, well, we have to raid to get the best gear at this point. No, you could do mythic pluses, and you can get a lot of great gear doing that. Mm-hmm. And you can go do PvP and get a lot of great gear that way. Your weekly cash, things like that. So it's not just it's not just that only the raiders get the best gear anymore. So it's.
Man, I got the best gear when Navox's team carried me on their backs through all those bosses.
Ooh.
I got so much gear that I haven't needed an upgrade from my regular raid since then.
Yeah, the heroic AOTC runs, yeah.
Yeah, I was the first person in your carry program, I think.
And those
And
carry nights were
believe
fun
me,
for us.
I was licking the floor the entire time.
Well, now you're the Mythic Raider here. Have you seen your team having any problems because somebody was undergeared? Have you ever found that you have hit a wall not because of strategy or ability, but because somebody was 10 item levels lower on some trinket or some one piece that magically made the difference? Have you ever seen that?
Actually, yeah. I'm just saying not one person as a whole, but on what we
That's
call
what I'm saying. One person, like you had to
not
funnel gear to this.
one
because
person.
this is the argument
because
that's made.
One person because you will always end up with somebody dead on a pole. So somewhere along the lines in a mythic boss fight, you're going to end up with somebody dead. So that person lying on the floor is still not doing any DPS, at all. I will say though.
Oh,
that,
so you're saying they shouldn't get loot?
No.
You
see,
elitist ass.
But what I am saying is, in a mythic environment, I have seen it though where you do hit a brick wall just because you're not meeting enrage timer, or you're not meeting the DPS check needed. That's where I'm seeing where item level would make a difference. But other than that, not really. I think we could carry some. Honestly, I think if we were 18 people and we had to carry 2 people at this point, this late in the game, I think we could carry 2 people in a mythic environment, provided they don't stand and shit and and they can press buttons.
Have you finished Mythic?
No, we are. I'm gonna say we're working on the bridge boss Eminar, and we still get hung up at Portal Keeper on Mythic. It's not a walk in the park yet for us, and we were doing a 2 tank strategy, and some of our DPS were taking a break, so we have new people, new apps and stuff like that. We had to go back to a 3 tank strategy, and we keep downing it. But I still consider that a progression fight, because that's just not. We go in there and blow up the first 4 or 5 bosses on Mythic now, so it's that stuff's farm, and it's. Once you learn the dance, that's all Mythic is. Once you learn the dance, it's more mechanics than it is. I'll take a step. It is more mechanics than it is gear. The gear helps out tremendously, and it really does, and it makes the boss fights easy. That's why when you do over gear the instance, that's when shit gets on farm, and you just go through and you blow shit up, and you can hear it in the raid too. Everybody's in a better mood when the bosses are just dying at this point, but You get to the frustration when you're hitting the progression side of things too, but yeah, I went off the rail there a little bit on that. So
yeah, it's
you forgot what you were talking about. What your point was?
No, my point was that are we held back by one person that wasn't the right item level or didn't have enough gear? And in some instances, yes, but in most cases, no.
Because that's the argument that's made, right? And that's what we've seen on the forums, is especially with teams that are... And when you look at the percentage of cutting-edge rating teams, I mean, what percentage of actual players... it's 0.01%.
It's such a small...
It's an infinitesimally small number, but they're the loudest, right? They're the vocal minority, and that's...
They're the most famous.
They are certainly the most famous. They're the ones that are getting paid. So yeah. I don't know if for some of them that makes their opinion have more weight.
Or they're also the people who get other people excited about the game.
Well, and that's where I was going to go, is that these are also the people that Blizzard invites to be a part of higher level discussions when they have these little powwows or compounds or get-togethers, whatever the fuck they call them. These are the people that they invite and they talk to and they value their opinion. But is it that the volume of that voice, do you think that ultimately outweighs the volume of the people? Because when they have the numbers, they know what this is. They know how many people are getting gear. They know how many teams are, they can look at, I guess, a group of people and see who's getting what gear and what that distribution looks like. Maybe it's the toxicity that they see amongst whatever it is that they're looking at, because it seems like that's their reasoning for this, right? Is that they're looking at teams, the way that gear is funneled, where to the example you gave earlier is, let's say you have a boss that a team's been farming for a month, and they want to give gear to the people that were there for the month and not just for the person who came on that last night and said, well, you didn't put in the time. You didn't work as hard as everybody else. You just happen to be the beneficiary of all that time. That seems to be the line of where Blizzard is saying, if you were there, you deserve the gear.
Yeah.
Where it seems like the other folks are saying, no, we should be able to decide who deserves it, who earned it. And I'll tell you the truth. I like personal loot. I've always liked personal loot because I agree with Sal. I think you said this, is that you get more loot. I think there's just more spread across the board when you do it that way. But I'll be honest, I'm actually kind of surprised that I'm saying this, but I think at least Mythic teams should still be able to keep that option. I don't see why they necessarily have to take Master Looter away unless it is beyond toxic in a way that I guess I don't quite fathom. I mean, if it's that bad that they have to make that change and permanently take that out of the game, I mean, it must be way worse. But based on the feedback that we're seeing, I could see them letting Mythic teams keep that ability. I don't know. Do you guys think they'll let them keep it?
It'll make
agree.
the race. It'll make the race interesting, the next race, because...
Do you think it makes it more even? Because now it's total chance.
It's total chance at this point, and it is more so bring the player. And, I mean, it's... Yeah, because you're not funneling gear to certain classes to beef them up to do certain things. So it's going to be luck of the draw. I mean, it's just like whoever got lucky with the loot, it's... Does
this mean the Alliance raid teams will have a chance? That'd be great. Maybe, you know what? That's what this is all about. This is just trying to give the Alliance raid teams a chance at World First. Yes! Ian Hazakostas, you are my now... Well... You're not my Lord and Savior. That'll always be Chris Metzen, but maybe he can be number 2. Since you guys both still raid, and we're now nearing the end of a raid expansion, we're talking about all this stuff. How long do you guys foresee yourselves raiding up until the next expansion? Are you going to go all the way? Are you going to take a break at some point? What do you guys typically like to do? Sal?
I've probably already started taking a break. If I'm totally honest. I love my team. It is it takes away stress just to talk to them.
It does.
But just with working so much and having so many of my evenings being taken up, sometimes Tuesday nights are the only night I can meet a friend for a drink. Believe it or not. So. That's what I did last week. So, I met someone whom I could sit next to and give a hug to, and he left,
Real human contact.
Yeah, and I'm not saying my team's not humans, and they're not my friends or anything. A lot of them I've, met in real life. Some of them are going to see soon. A lot of them at BlizzCon, but there's just something about if I have the ability to just sit across a table and talk to someone, looking them in the eye, then I'm going to do it. so
sound
maybe
like a Twitch streamer.
Excuse me?
You sound like a Twitch streamer.
Do I?
Yeah. Everybody's complaining now on Twitch where they're like, "Oh, I miss the human interaction."
Oh, well, stop playing video games then. I mean, I love video games, right? And I only play social games. I know that you're all into The Witcher 3 because you talk about it nonstop, but that's the reason I don't play Hearthstone, is because I get lonely.
It's such a boring game, too. It really is.
Oh, I don't know. I think there's a lot of people who disagree with you, but
so boring.
I like playing Diablo because I can get in with my friend Dead Greed and kill some people, kill some demons, and I like playing HOTS because I can get in with all kinds of friends, like my friend Bartholomew, and Bob, and just get the slaughter going on. So I do like it. The answer to your question is my team is still going, and they're going to keep going. I haven't been in 3 weeks. But again, it's
so you have been taking a break.
I guess I have been.
Now, what about you guys, Nav? Are you striving to go all the way full Mythic clear?
We are actually, and we have a cutoff date. And what we started doing was just saving our lockout, so we will no longer be farming the first 5 bosses. We're just going to keep going in there and hitting our heads against these bosses till they're done. And see as far as we're gonna push it as close as we can, but there is an end date, and at that end date, we're gonna take a break. So
how long?
That's good.
How long do you think guys think will take a break?
I think we're cutting it off in. I'll probably get crap for that. I think it's June. I think we're taking a break in June. June.
So you'll give yourself a couple months to recharge.
Yeah.
Now, in the between time, are you guys going to catch up on any achievements or mount runs or transmog farms, or are you just taking a break from the game, just get a nice solid break before the Battle for Azeroth rush?
No, this is when I PvP.
Oh.
Every expansion, this is the time that I PvP. I just wait till the last few months.
Is that because you have time then, or just because it's better then, or why is that?
I've gotten the gear that I want, and I'm not really an achievement person. I got a lot of pets. I, kind of taking care of the things I want to take care of, and what's left? Well, PvP is there. And this is when I get into BGs, and then I go, oh, I hate PvP. But I've been doing some RBGs.
Okay.
RBGs, rated battlegrounds, are way more fun than randoms.
Why's that?
Well, because you get a group of people together, and
you have to put a group already together?
Yeah, I think.
Oh no!
I mean,
actually,
don't quote me
I'd
on
be
this,
down
but
for that. Yeah, you have to put a group together to do the rated battlegrounds. Mm-hmm. And what I've been doing wrong is I've been going into these 2s and 3s groups thinking I've been doing these 2s and 3s PvP groups and busting my ass to get a rating that has nothing to do with the item that I want to get, and I found out that it's all RBG. So you
got to do RBGs. Yeah,
the Alliance 2-handed sword is gated now. The whatever it's called, the alternative version of the sword is gated behind rated battlegrounds now. So I might be looking for a rated battleground group to do that with.
All right, hit him up at what's your Twitter now?
Oh, it's still NAV_OX. I haven't changed it.
Oh, you just changed it.
Yeah,
okay.
because yeah.
Well, hit up my boy for a rated battleground.
Hey, listen, the Darkmoon Herald, one of my podcasts, do rated battlegrounds every Friday night. In fact, they're doing them right now.
But it's all Horde, right?
No, it's Alliance.
I thought they were a Horde.
Do you think I'd be playing Horde?
I thought they were a Horde. Well, then
she would never sully herself.
I might have to hit up
people.
Kevin for that and get on board with that.
Just jump into the Darkmoon Herald Discord.
Okay. All right.
Like, all are welcome. All are welcome. If there's too many people, then they'll make 2 teams. Like, it's... Yeah.
I will say the other thing I've been doing is my wife started playing WoW. She made a hunter. And...
Finally,
yeah.
Jeez.
So she's actually... The change of the level the change of the leveling structure in WoW has helped her play this game and enjoy it so much better than it was. So
that makes sense,
because she likes to do quests and she likes to complete storylines. I was driving her nuts with, okay, we are now 15. Let's get the hell out of this zone. She's like, but there's all these people I have to go help. There's all these quests I have to go do. And I'm like, skip them. They're not going to give you XP. Let's move on. Now she can go through and finish up all these little quests, finish up a zone, and...
Oh my God. You've been telling me for years that she doesn't like playing WoW, and she just doesn't like playing WoW with you.
she didn't like rushing around and Yeah, she didn't like the whole. She didn't like not knowing what to do in what zone and things like that. So she's gotten a real hang of it. I'm proud of her. She's doing really well.
Is she sitting next to you? Is that why you're talking about her?
No,
like
no. She's actually sleeping right now.
Yeah, it's the family that plays together that stays together.
I still rolled a warrior to level up with her.
Of course you did. Navox, I'm looking at you on this Skype window right now, and I don't recognize you without a cat crawling across your face.
They're all sleeping. They're over with Lise right now. They're sleeping with Lise. I got one over there. I mean, hang on.
No. Okay, now we got to show the right.
He was trying to keep it organized for your appearance tonight. That's really what this is all about. Well, now, speaking of our expansion breaks, which I myself have taken a nice good break from raiding, since we are pretty much done on our team with all the ahead of the curve type things, and we're certainly not going to be doing mythics. One of the questions I see pop up from time to time, and this is something I wanted to ask you guys about as long-time experienced players, is do you think that it's finally time, or it's getting near time, where we do away with the expansion model, and instead of having these big chunks of time that are 2-ish years long, that, especially with the way that they're changing their storytelling, is now we just go big patch to big patch to big patch, and the story just progresses where we get more raids or more dungeons, or now's the time when we raise the level cap, or we do something like that. Do you think there will ever be a time when we'll get away from expansions, or is this just so ingrained in what Warcraft is that we're just doomed to have this cycle now for the rest of our lives?
I would think that I would think that if they do go to this model, though, that you just go from expansion to expansion, that you're going to end up with some sort of pay. You'd have to upgrade in order to get the content anyway. So. I mean,
what if they just raise the subscription price by like a couple bucks?
They could do that, but there is something fun about not knowing what's on the horizon. It's like, I don't get the same feeling like you grow up and you don't get the same feeling at Christmas and stuff. Something new. I still get that fun feeling of
the hype.
The lights go dark at BlizzCon. It's always. It's like, okay, so it's a WoW expansion announcement, and then they show it, and everybody gets excited for it. And I don't think they're going to get rid of that. I think
that's not what he asked. He didn't ask if they're going to. He asked if you think it's time, if you would prefer that they don't.
No, I don't think it's time to do anything like that. I think they should keep doing it the way they're doing it.
Okay, I'm going to come at it from a little bit different angle. Now, yes. you mentioned, maybe they'll just have patches that you have to pay a little bit extra for. I mean, that's what expansions are, right? I mean, those are just paid DLCs, like big paid DLCs. Mm-hmm. You mentioned, well, maybe instead of doing that, they'll up the subscription. Guys, they are not upping the subscription. Subscriptions in general, just across the board in video games, are going away. Have gone away.
For sure.
There are so few games that do subscription models anymore. It's free to play. Even Blizzard is going free to play on most of the games. Mm-hmm. With Overwatch, it was buy once, and then they get all this crazy stuff, and then their revenue stream. Their continuous revenue stream in any game needs this, is selling skins and stuff.
Microtransactions,
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
WoW at this point doesn't have substantial microtransactions, and I think yes, they do have. I would call what they have macrotransactions. When you're talking about like $10 or $15 pets. And $25 mounts. I mean, those are macro transactions. Those are big. I cannot see them getting away from this type of revenue stream. I believe that if one thing were going to go, it would be the subscription before the expansions. And WoW's not going to be the most popular game like this forever. Something's going to change at some point. I would say I believe that if something changes and when it changes, that it's going to go towards what the trend is in the marketplace. And the market is to go away from the sub model and go towards microtransactions with buying games, not physical games, but every time an expansion is buying a game. It's a different game with the same kind of rules.
Yeah, they basically throw in all the previous expansions now when you buy whatever the latest one is.
Yeah, basically. So I agree with Navox. Okay. However, I agree for different reasons than your reasons.
Yeah, I was reading because it just so happens that the quarterly report, earnings report came out today, and one of the things that they had mentioned was that at this point, the health of Warcraft seems to be doing pretty well when looking at the pre-sales for Battle for Azeroth and how I guess they're ahead of projections. Now I don't think that they give these specific numbers. They've stopped giving all this, the actual subscriber numbers.
I'm glad.
People just freaked out. Oh God, it's over.
WoW
it's
is dead. Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, Blizzard had, what was it? Blizzard had 38 million monthly active users, right? Is that what it was at this
Blizzard
point?
Blizzard had like 100 and something million, and it's gone down. Blizzard across the company has gone down by like 10 million, but it's like 150 million to 140 million, so it's still a shit ton of people. They said that Warcraft, I think, is on average their engagement or whatever the unit is that they measure these things at is still a very healthy game in terms of people playing it. So,
and remember that people like in China pay for it in a different way.
Right.
Than the sub that they pay for. Oh, there's the cat in your face.
There's a cat on the screen.
Yeah, okay. People in China and I'm just thinking about how they do it in Korea and Taiwan and stuff. I don't know how they do it in Taiwan, but a lot, they pay like for the time. They pay in a different way.
Well, right. I was going to say, because when I was thinking about this subject and there's the, like you're saying, the revenue model is market driven. So if they find out that people aren't paying for the subscriptions, they'll figure something out. But people are paying for the subscriptions, and they're paying for them, like you said, in different ways. And I was remembering when I'd read in years past about how in certain places, and I guess you're saying that this is Korea, is where they pay for game time in terms of minutes or hours or blocks of time, as opposed to this is just you have a limited time for the whole month and you just pay month to month. Or and I thought that they had raised the subscription price somewhere in the last year or two in another country, not the United States, but it was somewhere else, by like $1 or $2.
But that had more to do with the exchange rate than it did with.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And when you talk about some of the people going into like PC bongs, let's just talk about what I know about. Okay, when people go into PC bongs in Korea and they go to play Warcraft or they go to play Fortnite or PUBG or StarCraft, the national sport of Korea. What they do is they pay for the time that they're using that computer. Okay, and this is a social thing. People will go with their friends, or a lot of people live with their parents for a long time. Just culturally. I mean, there's a lot of money in South Korea. All right, okay. It's just things are just a little bit different there, and so they'll pay per hour for use of the facility. Instead of having like a monster computer at home. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. I'm just saying that it's just a big thing over there. So then the PC bong, the PC room owners will pay like a licensing fee for those games to have them on the computers. And that's as far as I can really explain that. But my
Hey,
point,
it's more than we know.
my point is that it's different. So you can have concurrent users, right? You can have millions and millions across the world of concurrent users, but you can't define them all as subscribers.
Okay.
Say that one more time. I just want to make sure I get this right. It's concurrent users versus subscribers.
Sure. So, I mean, if you're paying $15 a month as a subscription
Right.
versus paying a couple bucks an hour, and maybe you're paying for 12 hours, maybe you're paying more, or maybe you're just paying a whole lot less and paying a whole lot less. So you're still a user. You're a concurrent user. You're using it, a good chunk of time, but you're not paying a subscription that comes out of your bank automatically every month.
All right. Well, back to the question that I had originally asked. I hope we never do away with expansions. They can raise the price on them if they want to, if that's something that they desire. If for whatever reason the subscription model or the user model or somewhere else around the globe, if that goes away, I hope they never do away with it, because to your point, Nav, and I haven't experienced this yet, but personally, is that there is nothing like a BlizzCon with a Warcraft expansion announcement. That is still, I don't care how many users are on other games, I don't care how big Overwatch League gets, I don't care how big any of that other stuff gets, there was nothing bigger than a Warcraft expansion being announced at BlizzCon. And to me, I'll never get enough of that. I don't know how long this game is going to go. I don't know how long they're going to keep investing in it, but I don't see that not being a thing for quite some time, because you still get crazy amounts of press coverage. You still get tons of people showing up.
Sure.
People are still pre-ordering the game well ahead of projections. I mean, whatever they are. Maybe the projections stink. I don't know, and they're just slightly, moderately better than shitty. But I'm pretty sure it's going strong. I do kind of miss, and I know I'm in the minority here, but I do kind of miss the midnight release parties. I've said that before, and I'll say it again. That was some of the best times I ever had. I'll never forget when I went out to GameStop to get Wrath of the Lich King at that midnight, and there was a parking lot full of people, and everybody was going crazy. That was a blast. And I do kind of miss that. But yeah, I hope that they find a way to at least, if they do go away from the expansion model, somehow preserve that level of hype for something. But last thing for a little roundtable before we go, since we've touched on it, BlizzCon tickets go on sale finally this week. I think every year we kind of wonder whether or not BlizzCon is going to happen because they've skipped it a couple of times, but it's happening. It's happening this year, and maybe because of Overwatch, they're going to have to keep doing it now. But we've got tickets coming up on sale here this Wednesday, I believe, May 9th at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I know we've talked about this, Nav, so I'm gonna throw this to our dear guest first. Sal, are you going to be making an appearance yet again at BlizzCon?
I believe there's two questions there. Will I be making an appearance? Absolutely.
Will you be
100%.
going into the event with a ticket?
I will not be purchasing a ticket. I will not be purchasing a ticket.
So you're gonna go to all of the festivities surrounding the event.
Yes.
Which, to be quite honest, that's a pretty good deal too.
Listen, I've purchased maybe 3-4 tickets. I don't know. And listen, the con is fantastic. Go to the con. If you've never been to the con is great. The con is great.
Why should people go? What's so great about it?
Okay,
somebody who's been to a few.
Opening ceremonies are just nothing like it, and just like the feeling, the heart rate's going, and with all the people around you, and they're funneling in, and just what's gonna happen, and and also I don't actually like demoing the games, but I liked seeing all the different things that got, we had our Pat Crane on stage, with Scott Johnson at actual BlizzCon. How awesome is that? And you get your voice actors panels, and there's I particularly like the Darkmoon Faire setup that they do. It's really cool.
Would.
Of course I would. But you weren't there last year, Berzerker.
No.
They made it way bigger because they opened that new building. And
Right.
that new building was the Darkmoon Faire.
And that's something that if you have never been to the Anaheim Convention Center and you don't understand how big this
It's big.
it's
Yeah.
fucking humongous. It's an entire city block, basically. And
Yes.
that's one of the things they've talked about over time was how originally they only had like one hall, which was like just literally just like one kind of sliver of this entire space. Now they have the entire convention center plus a separate building that they've built next to it. And I saw the floor plan for it, but you saw it in person. I mean, it's massive.
It's massive.
Do you think that they should
just
add a third
huge.
day? Because
Wow.
I've been lobbying for this because there's just too much going on. I think it'd kill their employees, but I think you
Okay.
got to have 3 days.
I'm going to say that I believe BlizzCon already is 3 days. Because now with the esports alone, we're always going to have a BlizzCon. Okay, there's too much going on with the esports, and it's not just StarCraft anymore.
No.
Obviously, we've got the Overwatch League with like people getting famous because of it. The Here's the Storm is a big thing. Even Hearthstone, not so much Warcraft though.
The
but
MDI
that's
is
fine.
the MDI is getting big though. People watch that MDI.
Oh, the Mythic one.
Yes.
I actually enjoy that. Okay, I think there could be something there, but like it wasn't really designed as an esport. But that's okay because of the esport aspect of BlizzCon. I don't believe we're going to be skipping it again.
Agreed.
And is there enough stuff to do for 3 days? Absolutely, sure. But okay, so BlizzCon is a Friday and Saturday. Okay,
Technically.
and then everyone leaves on Sunday, kind of, or they go to
Disneyland.
Okay, now the on the Thursday, that's when you pick up your tickets, and on the Thursday, nowadays they even have the merchandise being sold. So at 10 in the morning, you can go in and get your ticket and buy whatever you want to buy, but you're not going to be able to buy the secret stuff, though. But it's they make it so you don't have to stand in line the entire time. So I honestly call the Thursday part of the day because everyone's coming in. This is when you get all the hugs and da-da-da. I tell you, I show up on Wednesday, and I almost want to show up on Tuesday this time around. Because here's the reason I don't buy a ticket. This will be the second year in a row that I don't buy a ticket. Is because the con is great. Okay, if you've never gone to the con, go to the con. But I spend all my time outside of the con, breaking bread with my friends, whom whom I don't have a chance to do that with. For the rest of the year. This is when I have those conversations like, how are your kids doing? So what's happened in this past year? I find out like, oh, look, so and so is in a wheelchair. I didn't know that. Or I get to know more about the people I think I know so well, and there's just there's always a chance to have a meal with someone, even if you're not hungry, and having drinks with them, obviously. And by the way, Navox never tried to get Berzerker to share his alcohol because he is a stingy motherfucker when it comes to that. Like, they had this giant thing in their room, and I tried to share it. They didn't even finish it. But they're like,
oh, yes, we did.
Not for you, Summer. Not for you, Sal. Yeah. I could not believe. I was grabbing their drinks, and they're like, "What are you doing?" Yeah. So, that's what my BlizzCon is all about, and is way less about the actual con, and more about the people in the community.
What about you, Nav? Are you going to try to go this year, or are you solidly holding off for another year?
I'm holding off for another year. I will be virtual ticketing it again this year.
Listen, Navox, we've had this conversation. I can send you a little something to help you.
Whoa.
Maybe cut that out, actually.
Is it a down payment for a house? That would be amazing.
Don't talk about some kind of real adult priorities. There's no room here for that. Well, now, because Nav, you and I have talked about this before, and it does sound like this year is off the table for you. But do you think that it's possible?
Yeah,
it's possible that not this year, but next year, 2019, that Unshackled Fury could make a show of force.
It could be possible. Yes, it could be possible.
Okay.
He's been saying that the 5 years I've known him.
Well, we'll keep trying. As somebody who's been there twice, and I too will be virtual ticketing it this year
you just drive half an hour to get there. So
it's an 8-hour drive. Thank you. But yes, it is. It does require a drive, and as Sal can attest, I always have my personal bodyguard with me, and unless my bromantic partner comes with me, I'm hesitant to make the drive because I need protection because I'm very fragile. But yes, I think Nav, you and I have got to make an appearance.
Yeah.
So maybe not this year, but next year. Even if listen, if you have to take a flight over this way, Northern California, I'll drive you myself. I'll make all the arrangements, make it as easy on you as possible. Bring the wife. We'll figure it out. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, don't come without Geek Chic Lisa.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
Gotta bring her too, because she's awesome, and Lord knows she puts up with all of your shit, so she at least should have a weekend of fun too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but yeah, as somebody who's gone twice, and as Sal has said, being able to put faces to names and to meet people, and that's the best part. I mean, going and seeing all of the demos, and she's right. The opening ceremony, being there in the room, and it's a huge hall with a million other screaming geeks getting all crazy on whatever it is that we're about to see. You feel like this electric hum just around you, and it's crazy, and it's I've never experienced it anywhere else. There's something that they talk about quite often where there is this familial thing that you feel with people that are there. It's kind of a unique
it's a tribal
feeling
thing,
where
yeah.
It is, and it's indescribable to me because I don't know anywhere else where I've ever felt that kind of connection with that many people in one place, and it's kind of unnerving in a weird way, but it's awesome to be able to just be in one spot with so many people that are vibing on the same shit that you vibe on, when most of the time, I mean, this is kind of a solitary endeavor. We play our games in our houses and wherever we are, and every once in a while you're with a group of people, but you're not with 20,000 other people on the same level, and that alone is cool. Plus the Viking hot dog food truck is pretty amazing, and they're always there. And
Good
I do
Lord.
Love that.
Yes.
The food there is amazing, and if you stay anywhere, pony up, stay at the Hilton. As long as they don't have a shitty DJ in the bar, that's the best place to go, and that's where you meet awesome people like Sal and get hugs and be stingy about your drinks, and then stand up on tables and yell Kinsman and a bunch of other crazy stuff that people will later get upset about. But you're gonna remember what an awesome time you had.
I have video evidence of Berzerker standing up on a table.
Yelling for the Alliance.
Well, no, the for the Alliance part wasn't the bad part.
None of it was bad. It was all awesome.
Well,
and ask
let the
Sal
horde
for
members
that.
of the audience. When I say audience, I mean the Hilton bar.
Yeah.
Understand how you felt about them.
I did.
Clearly.
There was nothing bad about that. It was heartfelt and amazing, and one of the highlights of my life. Yes, if you've never gone to a BlizzCon, it is worth it. At least if you make it just one time, just to go, to really honestly be with your people, to see what that experience is, to, revel in something that is so rarely shared on that kind of scale. And plus, yes, Disneyland is literally across the street from the convention center. So if that's your vibe too, you can get out there and see that too. So we've gone on about 90 minutes here, and that's probably long enough for any of us to have been heard. But before we go, Sal, I know that you have many a wonderful project that you work on, but is there anything in particular you want to plug, or do you want to plug them all? Or
let me just go down the list right now. If you like Westworld, I love Westworld. I am on Pariahcast. Just check out in your iTunes, Google Play, whatever the heck. Pariahcast for Westworld on Electric Streams. I am on the Darkmoon Herald, which is a World of Warcraft podcast for all Horde and Alliance vets and noobs. And you can find us on Twitter at whatever. And also, the podcast that started it all for me is The Converted, which is the podcast about the Convert to Raid Guild on Airy Peak, which means so much to all three of us here. And Berzerker's been on there a few times. Navox used to co-host with me. And Navox still helps me a lot whenever I need it for the show. I love Twitter. I love interacting with people. My Twitter's all video games. So my real name is Summer. My friends call me Sal. You can find me at Summer_Sal at Twitter.
check her out, people. She's one of the best folks I've ever met in all of these travails here in World of Warcraft. Genuine, honest, badass chick. Check her out. Download these shows. Give her some support. As for us, Navox, where can the good people on the internet find you?
You can follow me out on my Twitter page. It's still NAV_OX.
As for me, you can always find me on Twitter at Berzerker Rage. Feel free to contact this show with your questions, comments, or otherwise at unshackledfuryshow@gmail.com. That includes sending us more guest requests. And you can always find this show on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. So once again, thank you for listening. Remember to keep your swords wet, your banners high, and we'll catch you next time. Farewell.